Chapter 43 by Mrs Shuhi. That afternoon, I met my executioners. Not having teeth, I've never really understood the fear people seem to have of dentists. I've overheard conversations where the words root canal and cavity were used, but in tree world, those have different meanings. After seeing the tree cutters and their equipment, I understood. When a truck carrying powerful chainsaws along with some ominously called a stump grinder shows up, well, you know, you're really in trouble. Mind you, an arborist is a great friend to trees. We need our limbs trimmed just the way you need to cut your fingernails and your hair. Along for us, it's only once or twice a year, and it's called pruning. I always feel especially elegant after a good pruning. But pruning is usually done with special shears that look like giant scissors, or with a small saw on a long pole. Stump grinders are generally not part of the plan. It didn't help me when three men wearing orange hard hats went to Francesca's door and announced they were from Timber Terminator's Tree Service. "I'm going to make a deposit on those silly hats," Bongo muttered. "No, Bongo," I said, although the idea was tempting. "Let's wait and see what's what. Maybe they're just here for some pruning." "You really are an optimist." Francesca walked the men over, this time without Lewis and Clark, and they discussed costs and timing. That's right, they talked about cutting me down, even as they enjoyed the shade from my lovely limbs. Talk about insensitive. One of the men, he introduced himself as Dave, climbed a ladder to inspect my hollows. Agnes, Harry Spiders, and Big Hugh eyed him warily, ready to defend their babies. "You've got some critters here, ma'am," he reported. Yes, I know," Francesca said. "Every year, like clockwork." Bongo flew up to a spot near Agnes. "Just one deposit," she said under her breath. "That's all I'm saying. Situation like this, we generally advise cutting it in late fall. Less likely to disturb any nests." "Oh, I've got that covered," Francesca nodded, hands on her hips. "Animals and birds hightail it out of here every May 1st. Wishing Day, you know." Dave scratched his stumbly chin. "Wishing Day? People make wishes, put 'em on the tree. Animals and birds don't like all the noise. If you could do this tomorrow afternoon, the timing would be perfect. You work on Saturdays?" "Oh, sure do." Dave shook his head. "Wishing Day," he murmured. "Now I've heard everything." Francesca nodded. She patted my truck. "Yeah, craziness. Can't believe I've put up with it all as long as I have."